Hey gang, and welcome to another episode of Try Not to Curse. Sarah is back with us, but gang, this is going to be an unhinged episode. I told her I had a list of random stupid crap. It's quite frankly just a list of complaints and grievances. But it's better to have these conversations with somebody else rather than just me ranting into the microphone. So we're going to give it a try, see what happens. Her dog Petey is here with us, so there might be some times when he wants to leave the room, so we might have to help him out there a little bit.
Yep.
But I started this list this time. Welcome, Sarah, by the way. Hi.
Hi.
I started this list because during the holidays, as everybody knows, I'm at the movie theater multiple times a week. My movie theater got slammed Thanksgiving week with, the release of Wicked and then Gladiator 2 and then Moana 2 came out. So they were slammed. They were short-staffed, as everybody is. And again, I say since COVID, I don't say due to COVID. I know we're no longer in COVID, quote unquote, in COVID times, even though COVID's on the rise in a lot of states right now.
Yes.
Mask mandates have become a thing again in some places. So don't tell me we're not still in it.
It's still killing people.
But you're not allowed to say because of COVID. So I'm saying since COVID, a lot of places, including my own place of business, have been short-staffed and have never recovered. So when, like I said, when Wicked Gladiator 2 came out, then Moana 2, my theater just got slammed and they were short-staffed. The former mayor of that town was there one evening and posted a picture of various piles of garbage that had been stacked up and put it on Facebook and social and went on this huge thing about, really, this is unacceptable and what's going on with this theater and da-da-da-da. And like just was a basic troll. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, and again, I'm there every single week. I used to work there for a hot second and it was the end of the night, which is when they do all their cleaning. Yeah. Because the staff doesn't stay there until 2:00 in the morning when the midnight showing ends.
Of course.
They leave after, I want to say, so like if the last showing is at 9, they leave by like 10:00. So,
which is a reasonable time for a movie theater.
No, but again, so around 9, they're starting their cleanup as people are still coming in to see a film. So yeah, there were piles of crap because they're consolidating their garbage or getting it ready to take out the back and put in the dumpster, whatever.
Yeah.
And again, Thanksgiving week, people out of school, they're seeing the biggest blockbuster that we couldn't get rid of for a year. The marketing was up our asses for a full year.
Singing their hearts out.
Wearing the pink and green. And this asshole, again, he was a mayor. He was a mayor of this large metropolitan city. I would think somebody in his former position would go to management and be like, hey, what's going on? Yeah. This is a little out of order.
You'd think.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, instead he goes online to be a troll and that opens up all the Karens and that's so disgusting and oh my God. And now again, mind you, the people that are commenting also have not been to a movie theater in Lord knows how long, or maybe they go once a year, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I tried to defend my friends at the theater. I tried to, like I said, listen, guys, it's the end of the night. That's when they clean up. If this guy claims to go there as often as he does, he should know this shit, blah, 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 blah. And then I went on, I was like, listen, it's not a Michelin star restaurant.
Exactly.
Like a pile of popcorn at the concession stand in the corner is not in any way going to affect your movie-going experience.
Yeah.
Like, I could understand if there were rats running around. That's a little something. But like they were sweeping up, putting shit in a pile to be thrown away.
Yes.
Has nothing to do with Gladiator 2. Will not affect your experience seeing Wicked.
No.
But so what are we freaking out? Like, have a little understanding and some grace, but heaven forbid. So then later on he got some and that was the thing too, because he tagged the movie theater and the socials.
Oh my
So we got some automated response. Oh, we're so sorry you had this experience. Please, and basically like enjoy these 2 free passes from a robot.
And it's a small business, right? It's not a chain.
No, it's a chain. It's very large, large business, multi-million-dollar business, biggest Cineplex in the area.
Got it.
Very large, 16 theaters.
Oh, it's a Cineplex. So now I get the robot response.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, and the thing that kills me, especially when anybody trolls somebody like this, I can understand if they like told you to fuck off, if they spat in your food, if they overcharged you by accident and refused to refund you.
If there's bugs or rats.
Right, if there's bugs or rats. I mean, listen, the movie theaters in major cities like New York City,
disgusting.
They had bed bugs. Yeah. They had bed bugs. I will not go to a theater in New York City.
When she was living in Queens, she was like, I would go to the movie
100%.
theater and there would be, you'd have a mouse running over your feet.
Right.
You know?
Right. Silverfish, what have you.
Oh, God,
it's to be expected. Yeah, because you just can't.
Did you know the longer they are, the older they are?
I mean, that makes sense.
So, you know,
you
see one that's long and you're like, hey, you've been hanging out at my house for a long time.
Shit.
We've had Christmases together.
I think I've only ever seen like 2 silverfish in my whole life. But it was one of those, like, I'd always heard of them.
Yeah.
But the moment I saw it, I knew 100% what it was.
They're messed up.
I was like, that's it.
And they're so fast.
Thing. And they look like a parasite. They really do.
Fast. I think they eat, I'm not so sure about this, but I think that they eat other insects.
Okay, yeah,
as well. I think that's how they
probably, subsist. Yeah. Or like, but like just like bed bugs, I'm sure they eat off dead skin and
probably
detritus and all that shit.
There.
Yeah. But again, like so, and then at one point I was there that week. They quite literally had lines from the concession all the way to the door. Like they were slammed. Who knows how many thousands of people walked through the place? And again, short-staffed. One of their managers had just moved to another state. Like they were in it. They were really struggling.
Yeah,
we all have those moments. Anybody who's ever worked retail, hospitality, customer service of any kind, you have good days and bad days. But the fact is, like, what do you think you're accomplishing by putting this shit on social media? That's what fucking kills me.
Exactly.
And so I had made the comment, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
But I had made the comment online as well. I was like, okay, but here's the thing. If any of you were standing in that long ass line, you would be just as pissed off if you saw somebody pushing a broom around rather than taking up another register and getting the line moving. Yeah. So you can't have it both ways. And then I talked to the manager, who's a friend of mine, afterward about it, like the following week. And he goes, that's exactly what happened. He said, I was sweeping and someone screamed at me and said, why aren't you helping out the staff?
Oh my God.
So you just can't fucking win with these people.
No, you can't win.
And like, you know, so it just makes me mad because, you know, the first 10 years of my life, once I got a job, my very first job was 16. I worked at the mall for 3 years.
At the Hot Topic.
At the Hot Topic. Yes, at the Hot Topic, gang. It's so different now. It's so wild to see it. I
have committed to not buying stuff from them or Box Lunch for a little bit.
Aww.
Because there was an event from Moana 2 that Box Lunch was hosting.
Okay.
And this is not the fault of Box Lunch.
Okay.
Or Hot Topic. Box Lunch is a
I know
a
Box
branch
Lunch.
of it. Yeah, it's a branch. So there was a woman, Dominique Nicole, I believe her name is. Sorry if I get it wrong. But she was an influencer and the creator of like Black Disney.
Okay.
Big Disney.
Oh, yep.
And she unfortunately, there was an accident and she died at one of the events promoting Moana 2.
Yeah.
And she was specifically invited. It was an allergy thing.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I don't think that's the fault of Box Lunch. They can't control the food.
Right.
But she died. And the thing is that they did not acknowledge it.
Yeah, that's
the thing. I get that it's, you know, it can be hard, especially since it was the midst of like, you know, sales and everything like that, like Black Friday and Christmas sales. It's hard to balance that, but this is a life of someone that you personally invited to your event.
Right.
So even though, you know, I do love going to Hot Topic, I've been going there since I was 13. I am not going to buy anything for a while because of that. Well,
yeah, because it's just poor taste. It's just
and
it's bad optics and
this is she died.
Yeah,
like you have to honor her in some way.
Well, and like you said, because you invited her there, she's promoting your brand. She's made you a ton of money. By promoting all the shit you've got going on.
Yes,
the very least you can do is say, "Oh, our hearts go out to the family." Yeah, like no one's asking you to cut a check or anything, right? Yeah. No, that's fair. That is fair.
Acknowledge it in some way. Don't just sweep it under the rug.
Right. Or act like it didn't happen. Because like you said, it had nothing to do with you. You weren't the responsible party.
Yeah. But the kind thing because it's people running this.
Right.
You know?
Well, and this is the thing too, like there's just no customer service. My mom and I talk about this ad nauseum. Like customer service is just out the fucking window these days too. But there's also no understanding on the consumer's part.
Oh,
either.
yes.
So my heart goes out to anybody who has to deal with customers, with customer service. Like,
why, thank you.
Right. But truly, so, you work in the veterinary field. So does one of my cousins. I have some friends. Anytime, I think about this too, like even when we talk about Comic-Con,
yeah,
I think about like, wouldn't it be so cool to be a celebrity and go to Comic-Con and meet your fans? No, because I have no control over who walks up to that table.
Oh yeah.
And they could be the grossest, creepiest, sketchiest people. And I have to stand there and be nice to them.
Yes. Like I have those fantasies too of like, oh, what if I was famous? What if this? What if that?
Yeah.
What if people knew me? And then I think, oh no, what if people know me?
Right.
And then
they know me.
And then they would know my stuff, and people are crazy, like looking into where you live and everything. Like Chapel Roan, she was like, she had to put a hard stop. She was like, listen, I don't want you, like you have to step back because you don't know me.
Right. Don't
look up things about my family. Don't ask my family things. Like that is a barrier that you do not cross as a sane person.
Well, and also like, just because this person is associated with me, like you don't know my relationship with them. So like, don't be putting a microphone in their face and taking what they have to say as like Bible. Like, what if I don't speak to that person? What if there's a really good reason that they're not in my life? Like,
exactly.
Nobody cares about any of that shit. They just want.
And then people threw a hissy fit after she posted those statements.
Yeah. Because you're not allowed to be a human anymore.
No, you're not allowed to be a human.
When you're on my TV screen or on my radio, and when you surpass a certain amount of money, you're not allowed to be a human being.
Also, because she's a woman, like, you have to bend over backward to people, please.
Yeah.
So,
isn't that what we're taught? We're just taught that, aren't we?
I know, it's crazy. Our feelings don't matter. What are you talking about?
So again, gang, this is an unhinged episode because we're just going to go off. I do have a list of stupid shit to talk about, but we're just going to go off. I recently just saw a clip. It was probably Facebook Reels, but of which is basically TikTok.
Yes.
This doctor, this woman, probably a scientist, who knows, biologist, I don't know. But she just said, whenever women, any labor or any type of issues while you're pregnant, all actually come from your male partner.
I was just watching a thing about that. Yes, which makes sense.
So if you have a really bad morning sickness, if you have endometriosis, if you have not endometriosis.
Not endometriosis.
What's the one I'm thinking of? Begins with an E.
Hypermentisum gravium. That's not it.
No, but there's another one that begins with an E. What am I thinking of? Kim Kardashian had it.
God, I know what you're talking about.
Not endometriosis.
No, it's not. It can't be endometriosis.
Or ectopic pregnancies.
Oh, yeah.
Or
God, that's scary.
And even miscarriages, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
That all comes from the male because it's the XY chromosome trying to.
It's literally the half.
Yeah. And I heard her say that and I said, holy fuck.
Yeah. Because
how many poor women throughout history have blamed themselves anytime there is something wrong or amiss or a miscarriage.
Or that the man has blamed them.
Fuck's sakes, right?
Freaking Henry VIII.
Yeah, right.
Upset about,
bro, your shit's broken. Maybe the constant issue is you. You ever think about that?
No, of course.
Yeah.
He was.
Well, if your child is born special needs, a lot of the time women have that in the back of their mind. Did I do something wrong? Was it what I was eating? Did I not rest enough? Or did I not do X, Y, and Z?
When the fact is too, if you're trying for a baby, because it's the DNA of both of you, both of you should be trying the best on both sides.
Right.
Not drinking as much, not smoking as much,
right.
Not smoking weed, exercising, eating well, taking those vitamins,
getting rest, right.
Because that produces the healthiest stuff.
Well, it was funny. You and I earlier, we were talking about my buddy, my coworker, that his girlfriend is currently pregnant, and she has 2 children before. So he's kind of letting her just take the lead on everything, because in his mind he's like, oh, you've been there, done that, like you've got it all. So
it's different every time.
100%. And she's older now, you know,
and it's a different partner.
100%. So I keep fucking with him at work, and I'm like, so do you know what Braxton Hicks is? Do you know what like I'm like, do you know what it's called when you have to like suck the snot out of your kid's nose? Like, do you know what that product is that everybody gets at every baby shower? I'm like, do you know about, like, and he's like, I'm like, have you read a single fucking book? And he's like, no, but like she tells me what she needs, whatever. I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, you have to take the initiative. I'm like, you know what a mucus plug is? Do you know? I'm like, you need to know what these things are. So I keep fucking with him. Like he's gotten better now. Like, and some of our other coworkers have just had their kids, so now he's kind of like talking to all of them about stuff. But it just cracks me up because like, he's just thinking like, oh, you know, this is like, it's the third kid, so like this is a piece of cake for her, and it's like, no, she's 40 now. She definitely didn't have her first two kids at 40. It's a totally different ballgame. Yeah,
you recover differently. Yeah, like there's always the chance, unfortunately, of something to go wrong. So you have to be prepared for that. Yeah, it's. I heard an analogy once, and guys, I've never been pregnant.
Same.
Quite honestly, I'm not like ever planning on being pregnant. Okay. Not to say I don't want kids. I absolutely love children. Yeah. But I'll have your kid for you. Thank you.
Nobody lets me. I want to be a surrogate so bad. Nobody will take me up on it.
I'm really dubious about the surrogacy. Like,
I'm still trying for cousin Jake. Let me be your surrogate, Jake.
But I heard an analogy once that I've talked to other people who've been pregnant and who are pregnant, and they agree. It's like being in a minor car accident.
Oh, 100%.
Where, you know, some people can walk away fine.
Yeah.
Some people have minor injuries and recover. Some people have long-lasting injuries.
And trauma.
And sometimes you get completely fucked over.
Yeah. And so much shit is changing in your body, your hormones.
Yes.
And
especially like if you're a Black woman or a woman of color, oh my God, it's so much more dangerous.
Well, and people talk about, you know, like, postpartum and all that stuff, but it's like it can go further than that. It can go for so much. It could be just it could just alter your life completely.
There was one woman I watched where her teeth started to fall out.
Yeah,
like the second kid, her teeth started to fall out. Now she has full dentures.
Yeah, it completely changes your body chemistry.
People do not talk about this stuff,
right?
And it's crazy how much it changes. Like honestly, too. Why are we built like this?
Yeah.
Why does it change us so much?
And again, like we were saying, like it's also, like you said, it's also like dependent on the partner too. Like it could very well just be because we've now incorporated this DNA, it's altered some shit, or it's had to make adjustments for that.
You want to hear
it's
really,
wild.
This is a dark fact.
Okay, shit.
But the majority of deaths of pregnant people are from their partners.
Yes, that I did know actually.
Like domestic violence increases when you're pregnant.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
It's a really, terrifying world.
It's awful. Well, and you know, like we've got the Super Bowl coming up. And so that's been on my mind because I've got a Super Bowl pool going around at work. I'm taking the day off. I'm going to be up here watching the Super Bowl with the cousins.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, every time I think about the Super Bowl, I also think about the fact, and this is a true statistic, you can look it up, the most domestic violence happens on Super Bowl Sunday.
Really?
In the entire country.
Wow.
Year after year, the most is Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. Well, because, you know, everybody's heightened and everybody's drinking. And so, you know, especially like if your team loses, then you're in a shitty mood. And it's scary. It's really scary to think about.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So like while you're like elated and you're watching the halftime show, like it's one thing that once I heard that fact, it's always in the back of my mind. I was like, there's that depressing thing that, you know.
It's going to be the back of my mind too.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but let's move on.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about you know, body changing and chemistry and all that kind of shit, you have heard that there are people walking amongst us that do not have internal thoughts. Have you heard of this?
Yes, I've heard of it, and it's as someone with ADHD, that is bizarre.
It never fucking occurred to me that could be a thing, because I'm constantly talking to myself. I'm constantly like, oh, don't forget you have to do this. Don't forget, like. So when I heard this, the very first thing I thought was like, well, then how do you remind yourself to get eggs after work?
Oh my God, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how do you fucking function at all? Like, because like I've always
don't you get lonely too?
Yeah, like, right? Or like,
it's literally the no thoughts head empty.
Right, and then, and like I literally for a span of time, because, I work 12-hour shifts at my job. So for a span of time, I would spend every night when I got home and I would create a Spotify playlist of the songs that ran through my head over that 12-hour period.
Excuse me, I love that.
Right? Because it was always a really fucking weird variety of shit. It would be like Eminem, and then it would be like the Mentos commercial, and then it would be Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it was always so fucking crazy. I don't know, like genuinely, Mentos fresh, like literally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So so again, that same coworker and I were talking about this. So now every time I see him, I'm like, quick, what's the song going through your head right now?
Yeah.
Because I cannot, so it's just, there's just nothing. There's got to be something.
I just is it elevator music? Is that what it is?
No, but I mean, just is thoughts in general.
Like the elevator.
How do you go
criminal? Like what are?
But how do you go grocery shopping without a list? Like how do you you've got to have stuff in your it doesn't compute to me that there's not a voice in there saying stuff to you.
You know what would be interesting? Okay, because they don't have an internal voice. When they have to think of things,
they're definitely those people that talk out loud.
Are they? Yes,
that think
but
out
also
loud.
Do they use more brain power than other people?
Like in a stressful way? Do you think? Is their brain more stressed?
Does their brain have to work a little harder to think of things because they don't naturally have an internal?
Because they're not spending the time to process it and go over it 100 times.
Because their brain isn't flowing.
Yeah,
it's kind of it's just booting itself up every time, essentially.
Genuinely, I have so many questions. Well, and what's funny too is these people that have, or I should say that don't have this, they also have the same questions because they're like, what does that voice sound like to you? What is, you know what I mean? They also don't understand where we're coming from either.
Yeah, me personally, sometimes it sounds like myself.
Yeah.
I don't really know. What's wild to me too is that there are people that can't visualize things.
Right.
In their head, which is
okay, Petey.
Wild to me because growing up, I read so many books all the time. I was constantly reading, and I would visualize the things that was happening.
Right.
And I still to this day, if I think about it or if I reread that book, I have Petey, what's the matter? I have the same images in my head.
Yeah.
And they're so vibrant and so they're I'm watching a movie as I'm reading.
Right, 100%.
So it's just wild to me that people can't do that.
Well, maybe those are the same people that just don't like to read at all, and are well, I'll just wait for the movie to come out. You know what I mean? Because they just can't. They just can't.
I guess so. My boyfriend's not a reader. It's very disappointing. He'll read manga.
Okay.
But I will sit down and read a book. A couple years ago, now I love this man to death, but a couple years ago, we were going on a beach trip with his family that he does every year.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you have any books that you could lend me for the trip? And I was like, yes, I have books. I could lend you this. I could lend you that. And he's like, no, I think I'm going to read a book about tennis. And I'm like, what's wrong with you?
What is that?
The origin of tennis? I don't know.
Okay, the history of tennis. Does he play tennis?
No.
Has he ever shown any interest in tennis?
No.
Has he watched the movie Challengers recently?
I have to watch that movie.
That's good.
But he likes sports things.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But he's not a sports guy.
Okay.
But he's interested in sports things. He loves the sports animes and stuff like that.
Okay.
And other stuff.
I didn't know there was sports anime.
Oh my God. There are so every single sport there is something for.
Okay.
And funny. Multiple of each as well.
Of course.
Multiple kinds.
Has to be.
But
that's interesting.
I was like, what is wrong with you? That's what you go to?
That's what piques your interest. Let's learn about tennis.
I think tennis is a really cool sport. Shout out to Serena and Venus.
100%.
And Naomi,
yeah,
of course. Girl. But that's the book you want to go with.
I mean,
who would I be with for the rest of my life?
Yeah, that's funny.
Meanwhile, I'm over here reading high fantasy and stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, that was another thing. I don't know. Are you on TikTok?
No, I don't have TikTok because I know that I will spend the entire day scrolling on it. I don't need another one of those.
So I was with you. Never mind. You know what I'm talking about. I made that video in Barnes & Noble because now I'm getting into these fantasy novels.
Oh, yeah.
So I liked to read when I was younger, fell off like everybody, like all kids do. And it was like the 7th or 8th grade that a friend of mine introduced me to romance novels. And that got me reading. That's all I would read. I read nothing but straight romance novels.
Did you get any recommendations from that video?
I got hundreds. I got hundreds.
Wow,
hundreds.
you're
it's
popular.
my most popular video. But so I read everything Julia Garwood's ever written. I've read everything Joan Johnston's ever written. Like I had my authors that I liked. Then one day, and then Twilight hit, and then 50 Shades hit. I enjoyed both of those. Couldn't get into any of the Anne Rice freaky shit. Oh my God, because it's fucking freaky.
Is it?
Yeah, it's real. It's really fucked, actually.
Peter, do you want to be on the pod?
But then, he's on the pod.
Here, sip.
I don't know if we caught
My
that.
15-year-old baby forever immortalized.
But so now I'm getting into what I call werewolf porn. Was never a werewolf girly. I always was team vampire. But my problem,
you're team Jacob.
I'm still not team Jacob.
Jacob from the womb.
No, I'm still team Edward. But I enjoy it more than I thought I would. But the problem I'm having now as a 40-year-old woman enjoying these books is every fucking book starts the same way. It's like, Lena was nearing her 18th birthday and she was thinking about the future and what is she going to do after high school.
She was near but a girl of 16.
Right. But she knows she's different and and her mother's gone and under mysterious circumstances. Then all of a sudden she meets this like 25 to 27-year-old millionaire that's got some mysterious air about him. There's something different and there's a look and and like I can't do it anymore. I can't do.
I agree.
18-year-old coming of age stories where they're having sex with someone 10 years older than themselves.
I agree. Like I'm
thinking about homework and then now I've become the Luna of the pack. Like I can't do it.
I know. I'm 25 and I know that I'm young, but like since my earlier 20s, I was like, I want books of people that are my age or older.
Right.
That's what I want. Like you can still make the same mistakes.
You can still make the exact same fucking stories.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always have to be just like, now that she's a quote unquote woman.
Have them be Carla with an office job.
Right.
Or Claire, Claire works over at Walmart.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden waits on this man and they have a connection and when can I see you? And then will I get off at 8? Like
get screams at by someone and then the alpha appears. It's like 100%. You can't talk to her that way.
So that was my TikTok video. It was like, gang, I need recommendations for books but also like I'm also worried like because there's a lot of like free ones that you can get on the internet. Like there's like the free Kindle section.
Oh yeah, those are horrible.
Thank you. They're fucking so bad. And I swear to you, half of them are written by AI.
For sure they are.
But I started reading one, and like chapter 3, first she had sex with the guy in his human form. Then she had sex with him as a werewolf form, and I said, nope, I gotta stop you there. Like, so 2 dogs together, fine. A dog and a human together, can't do it. I'm sorry.
That's the bestiality line. It is.
And I can't. So that's the problem too. Like, all of these books on the shelves now, there needs to be a sticker on all of them. Like, this one's about werewolves. This one's about vampires. This one's about fairies. This one's about a mythical prince. Like, I need specifics because even reading the jacket doesn't give me the information that I need. But I'm not going to spend the money and get into chapter 5 and be like, look, no, and have to throw it away. Yeah. So this is the problem. So I'm having this issue right now.
They do have to specify too if it's taking place in our world or taking place in a different world. Like, yes, I know that there aren't vampires and werewolves,
right?
But like, if it's in New York City, that's different than if it was in
Alderaan.
Yeah. I was gonna say Gibraltar, but I'm like, that's a place.
That is a real place. That place exists. Yeah, that's a thing.
It has a fancy name.
Yeah,
but they have to specify that, and also they need to stop labeling some books as YA because there will be books that just because
so inappropriate.
a lot of the times too, it's because it was written by a woman that they'll make it YA.
So they don't take it seriously.
But it's like, no, there's some really messed up stuff happening in this book that kids should not be reading.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
wild.
It's just, they need to do some new things.
Yeah.
There's this, have you heard of the Fourth Wing series?
Probably.
So it's people who ride dragons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I like, the dragon aspect because I was always that kind of fantasy girl.
Yeah.
But then it is an adult novel and, those scenes are enjoyable too. But, and not like it's perfect, but I really like it.
Yeah.
And so the third one's coming out later this month and Barnes & Noble's having a launch party.
Oh, cool.
At like select Barnes & Noble. So I'm going to sign up and go.
Cool.
Yeah. Because I already pre-ordered it. So I have like the special.
Yeah, you're in.
The special edition hardcover.
Nice.
The Barnes & Noble exclusive.
Dude, I love that shit. Most people don't realize. Yeah. So Barnes & Noble, especially like obviously the celebrity, all the books written by celebrities, whether it be a biography or like just a fun story, they actually have signed copies. And you can actually order them online. Like I have physically gone to the location and looked through like to find signed copies, but they do have a section you can go online. If there are any still available, you can select, I want to order the signed hard copy. So I've done that with a couple of things. It's really cool.
I should do that for this other book coming out called Heavenly Tyrant.
Yeah.
It's a sequel.
If they've signed them, they'll probably have a handful of copies. The author, they're really cool. So they would probably do a lot of book signings for Barnes & Noble. Yeah. Well, it's not that great. So like Steve Martin came out with a book, but somebody had illustrated it. Like it wasn't a kid's book. It was a rather thick kind of book, but there were some random visuals in there and they had the quote unquote signed copy. So, but the only Barnes & Noble that had a copy of it left was in California where Michael and Steve is. So I was like, Michael and Steve, I'm going to order this book. Can you pick it up for me? So he goes,
that he's right near.
Yeah. So he does reluctantly, but he does. He goes, picks it up, sends me a picture of the autograph. It's the autograph of the illustrator, not of Steve Martin.
No.
I'm like, what? I'm like, it would be fine if it was both of them, but it was just the illustrator. I'm like, I don't fucking know this guy. Like, no offense, but I don't want it. So he goes and returns it. And the woman behind the counter is like, is there any reason for the return? He's like, yeah, it says autograph copy, but it's not the autograph people want. And she goes, oh yeah, they should probably specify like you're not getting a Steve Martin autograph. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? So, buyer beware. But
yeah,
you have to keep those in mind if there's like multiple people on the jacket cover.
Yeah, it's the producer, the publisher.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This one guy you've never heard of in your life. All right, let's go through my list of shit. This is literally just stuff that I can't stand, and I just want your opinion on it.
Okay, all right.
I already know how you're going to feel about one thing. And it is also kind of hypocritical of me because I do actually have some of these. Like, I historically have gone on record as saying I hate stuffed animals. I don't hate them. I have a handful of them, but they sit in a corner and they don't get touched. Also because they're dust collectors. Like for me, a stuffed animal is nothing but a dust collector, a virus collector. You get something on it, it turns crusty and nasty and the fur is matted. Because I'm neurotic. So basically this episode is just all about neuroses, guys. I am of the opinion that you cannot properly clean a stuffed animal. I don't care if you put it in the washing machine and then put it in the dryer. I refuse to believe that all of the stuffing inside internally gets dry. So now I'm picturing a moldy stuffed animal that mold is growing on the inside.
I have to say I've done it before and my thing is not moldy.
Well, have you ever cut it in half? I bet you it's cold.
I'm not going to cut my
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to cut my Donald Duck.
Not going up to a bunch of spore infested.
Listen, they don't make them anymore. I'm not going to cut it.
But I also feel this way about reusable straws. You will never catch me using a reusable straw.
Because you can't do what about the brush that it comes with? That brush reaches all the way through.
But that brush, how clean is that brush?
You gotta put soap on it, man.
My point is, even air drying that brush, I refuse to believe that there's not some bacteria stuck in those bristles. Okay. I also refuse to believe, even if like you air dry it, not all the drops are getting out, so something's hanging around there, so you're gonna get mold. And I refuse to believe.
I gotta ask you this, because you're talking about germs now.
Yeah.
You close the toilet seat when you flush.
Absolutely I do.
Okay.
Absolutely I do. Yeah.
Because that's 100%. All the bacteria. Every single time.
And I keep my toothbrush behind in the closed door.
In my cabinet.
In the cabinet. Yes. 100%.
I do not keep it out.
Toothbrush does not stay out on the countertop. No, ma'am. Not at all. And I don't have a traditional soap dish because I do I get, you get those fancy bars of soap, those decorative bars of soap. My cousin Julie got me some bars of soap when she went to, where did she go? Paris? Wherever the fuck? Spain? Wherever the hell she went. Yeah. She got me some fancy bars of soap. One was shaped like a whale, whatever the fuck. But I found on Amazon, probably thanks to a TikTok video or some shit, this elevated soap holder, soap dish, so that all of the wet, whatever flops off on it. It's on an angle, so it holds your soap in, but then it kind of drains out, so that it's not sitting in a pool.
What about the moisture that is there from just the bottom of the thing? It suctions.
It's V-shaped, so that the soap is not flat on it. Okay. Yeah. So no matter what, it's pretty much all aerated.
This really is a neuroses,
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you. I've been off bar soap for years until I found this bad boy.
With it at all.
Oh no, the cats also, really. Yeah, hold on. The cats could give a shit about the bathroom.
You don't do stuffed animals, but your cats sleep in bed with you.
They sure do.
Yeah,
because those are my babies.
They also have.
But germs and bacteria. I do clean the litter box every single day,
and they would get moldy if they have the chance.
I turned the Roomba on my way here today. Thank you, technology. And then I got an alert that the fucking wheel was stuck somewhere, so I got to deal with that when I get home. But I do try to keep I don't wear my shoes in the house when I walk around. I have house shoes, so I do try to keep, because I think about that a lot, especially when I'm touching their toe beans and I'm playing with the toe beans.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this definitely stepped in urine earlier today. This definitely stepped in shit earlier today. You have to touch the toe beans.
You got to touch the beans, man.
No, they're my babes.
Yeah.
They can't do any wrong.
Kiss them. Yeah. Love them.
That's also why I have short-haired pets. I'm totally anti-long hair pets. I can't do it.
I couldn't do a long hair. I think that they're gorgeous. Me personally, though, I know myself. I know that I would not keep up with the maintenance like I should.
Right.
Which, guys,
100%.
You got to keep up with the maintenance.
And also,
brush your long-haired animals every day.
The first turd that gets stuck to their ass, nope. Can't do it.
You wouldn't believe the amount of times that
Notcool.com.
At work that we have to shave or do something because there is a mat there. And I get it. It's hard, but listen.
Trim the butt hair, people.
The mats hurt.
Yeah, 100%.
They hurt.
It's a giant tangle. Yeah, it's a giant knot.
Man, do you want to hear a gross mat story? No?
Sure.
You do?
No. I hope no one's eating while they're listening to this.
All right.
Go ahead.
It was this absolutely adorable cat. She said it was a Himalayan. I don't know if that was actually true.
Just never been brushed.
Not great looking, this cat. Not like the worst I've ever seen, because I've seen some horrendous matting, but had a thing on its foot that it was licking at. Sometimes this cat licks at its paws.
Yeah. And also, don't let your pets do that.
It was an old woman.
Yeah.
And she was putting Neosporin, and she was like, oh, it just happened. But she was putting Neosporin on it, and there was some layers of Neosporin, and we had to shave it off. Literally, the vet was holding the paw in the room, and normally you can move the paw a little bit and the toes flex.
Right.
That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was like it was a rock on the end of it. So we had to soak and shave and soak and shave and soak and shave.
Ugh.
And folks, it was not good.
Just layers.
Some of the skin was left off.
Oh, poor thing.
And this cat was such a champ. I would have taken this cat home. Did not make a peep.
The poor thing was dealing with this fucked up hand, foot the whole time.
And we bandaged it up, and I saw it a week later, and man, it is so much better now.
That's good.
Crazy the healing.
Yeah.
We gave it a shot of antibiotics too.
Yeah.
But insane the healing that this did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not grossed out by any of that. Please, I'm obsessed with Dr. Pimple Popper, not because I like things being popped, but
show.
No, I'm just fascinated that the human body does these things.
Yeah.
And also how do you get to that point in your life? The moment I see a pimple, I'm on it. You know what I mean? Skin tags terrify me. I do not want a skin tag anywhere on my body. And if I see one, it's gone. I will get it handled. So when I see people with these giant lumps or these huge blackheads, I'm sitting here, I'm like, how have you not tried to address it the moment it cropped up? I don't, it's all very fascinating. But again, what the human body is capable of and why all of a sudden it's decided to grow this thing randomly here or there.
So odd. And
it's crazy.
You know, it's wild. I love seeing the videos where it's the man that has like never washed their face.
Oh,
And it's just like the giant blackheads all over.
right.
And then they put that white stuff on.
Yeah.
And the things just like come
First
out.
of all, totally
they, like,
CGI generated.
They
That's
just, like,
not a thing.
They just wipe it off.
That's
and
not
it all
a real
comes
thing.
out.
Absolutely not.
It must burn.
There's no, but it's not.
First,
That's CGI. It does not happen that way.
But it's so satisfying looking.
It's satisfying looking, but that's definitely not what happened. But like also like people have them that they're so big, the blackheads, that once they're removed, there's like a literal hole in your skin.
And it's very easy for other dirt
to refill. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's why don't let it get that far. Don't let them get big. Like you have to take care of them now.
Yeah,
because the pores will get smaller,
yeah.
but you have to give them a chance. You have to keep them drained, and you have to keep them empty.
People are supposed to have pores. It's freakish if you don't have any.
Yeah.
Or you have so much money.
Your skin's got to breathe. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you have so much money that you can buy
your skin is the biggest organ of your body. It's supposed to function a certain way. So like tightening up your pores isn't actually necessarily helping yourself.
You can buy the ambergris to put on your face if you're that rich.
No.
The grossest thing.
But so going back to the list, also I feel the same way about fake plants. Dust collectors. Can't stand them.
They are dust collectors, yeah. I prefer real plant.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, okay.
But I do, go to the top of that conversation.
Yeah.
I do love my stuffed animals, gotta say.
I know you do.
I love them.
Well, you're very much like me. Like, we are materialistic people. We love our things. Yes. We love our toys. We love just looking at stuff on a shelf.
Yeah.
My house, I look like I'm 5 years old in the house. And you know what? I don't care. I don't feel bad about it. I mean,
you're rocking that Fraggle Rock sweater.
This was my Christmas gift to myself.
It's
Target
really cool.
randomly had. I saw an ad somewhere that Target was carrying the Fraggle Rock plushies.
Mm-hmm.
Almost bought them, had them in the cart, and then I was like, I don't like stuffed animals. What am I going to do with these? They're just going to sit on a shelf and collect dust and be gross. So I didn't get those, but I got the sweatshirt.
Okay, random thought.
Yep.
We need more Muppets movies.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
I want a Muppets movie like the Michael Caine Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Where the actor is acting like the Muppets are humans, or that they are like a Muppet. So I want them where it is just full on, like the
Great Muppet Caper. Have you ever seen that one?
Yes. But also, I fully think that we need a Benoit Blanc Muppets movie.
Yeah.
So an Agatha Christie, but it's Muppets.
That was really great, actually.
So like Knives Out, Murder on the Orient Express.
That would be great.
One of those. I know those are two different people, but one of those with the Muppets, because man, it's just
that would be fucking great. Actually,
I want to see Miss Piggy killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, actually. But gang, listen, if you've never seen The Great Muppet Caper, first of all, if you want to talk about acting, his first name is Gordon. I forget his last name, or maybe his last name is Gordon. But he was the dad in the Beethoven series, which also most people don't know anymore anyway, because I'm so old now. But he literally, truly convinced me that he fell head over heels in love with Miss Piggy. And that's acting. That is acting. That movie is so fucking great.
I have to see that again.
You guys got to go back to the old fucking Muppet movies because they are class. They're straight class.
They're just so good. The new ones, gotta say, not bad.
I mean, but they've got that element of cheese where it's like, no, like, let's be serious here.
Charles
Grodin. Thank you.
Yes.
He has since passed. R.I.P.
He did.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. But he's so great. All right, we're gonna go back to the list. Let's talk customer service again. So Micron Steve notoriously hates drive-thrus. I'm going to get him on the pod to talk about it one day. He refuses to use a drive-thru. Absolutely not. He will park his car, go in.
Why?
It's a whole thing. I think it's like a customer service face-to-face kind of thing. And I also think it's like seeing them prepare your shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's some element to that. When do you see them
prepare your shit even if you're sitting at the front?
Well, it's not like standing there at the counter. Yeah, like,
but like if it's McDonald's, you can't really see much in the back.
I think it's the people element, the person to person element for him.
That's neuroses.
It's interesting, especially because he doesn't like people, so it's weird. But I'm gonna get him on the pod and we'll talk about it one day. But I love a drive-thru. Mm-hmm. That's the only way to travel, in my opinion. I get to sit in the comfort of my car, listen to the tunes I want to listen to, shoot a couple texts off while I'm waiting in line. I love a drive-thru. But now, DoorDash and these to-go orders are fucking up the whole system. Now, everybody hated drive-thrus because it was taking business away from the counter. I get that.
That's why you hire people specifically for the drive-thru.
Well, so now that's what I feel every restaurant, any service place that offers these to-go options needs to do that now. And again, I understand there's a staffing issue. People don't want to work, whatever the fucking excuse.
Dumb.
It's
people,
so dumb.
They don't want to pay enough to work.
Thank you. 100%. Heaven forbid you give people a living wage or benefits.
Exactly. Right, people 100%. Should be able to work one job and pay to live.
Well, and even before this housing crisis that we're in right now, this unemployment crisis that we're in right now, even before that, the way these businesses got around it was, yes, we offer benefits and yes, we offer competitive pay. Okay, great. I'm going to come work there. Oh, we only have part-time shifts available.
Yes.
So therefore, we don't have to give you any benefits.
Or
we don't have to get.
Or they'll cut your hours.
They'll cut your hours. Oh, do you want to go home early today? LOL. Like, that's not benefiting you. It's actually great for me.
I know. Every single time I've been offered to come in, to leave early, I said no.
Oh, I
stayed.
Back in my retail days, this bitch took it any chance. You want to go home early? See you later. Bye.
Like, I get it.
I mean, I wouldn't do it now, but back then when I was young and dumb and, the job didn't mean as much to me, but now, now that I have to pay my own bills, it's a different story. Mm-hmm. But I think now all of these places need to hire at least 1 to 2 employees. And that's all their job is to just deal with these DoorDash things.
Yes.
Stop taking business away from the counter. Stop taking people away from the drive-thru.
Or what you do, like I'm sure that something like McDonald's has of course they have a deal with DoorDash, but on their app, on the McDonald's app, there is a delivery option. So if you just like focus on that, of course I don't know all the internals of how it works, but if you just like focus on that instead of doing DoorDash or Uber Eats.
But it seems like that's the majority of their business now. Like I know like the Dunkin' by me that I go to, that's the majority of their business. That's really? Like, I want to say maybe 60% of their business. That one DoorDash, Grubhub, delivery, whatever receipt printer outer that they get when these orders come in, it's constantly just just churning them out all fucking day.
Oh my gosh.
So I know a lot of businesses get that. Mm-hmm. And again, we live in a grab and go culture. Like that's how we live our lives these days. We're always, we're always out. We're always out and about. We don't have time to sit down at a restaurant anymore. But it seems like all of these businesses have not caught up to that fact, and so instead they're just stressing out the people that do work there, and they're like, you got to, you got to get it out quicker, and you got to get it moving.
I feel like with all the DoorDash and Uber Eats, like it changed so fast.
Yeah, well, with COVID, yeah. Well, because that was the thing too. Like that was the mandate, right? Like you can only be open if you're offering to-go services. Nobody can come into your restaurant. Yeah. Like people have to be able to come pick up your food if you want to be open.
You know what I think is really dumb?
Go ahead.
Ghost kitchens.
They're weird to me.
They are weird. I also think it's messed up because it is putting more stress on the people that's working in that kitchen. Yeah. Like TGI Fridays. Okay, so TGI Fridays had conviction chicken. And I loved conviction chicken. Like the TGI Fridays near me just closed down, so I won't be getting it possibly ever. I also don't use these apps. Yeah. I don't use these delivery apps, so it would be my boyfriend ordering. No, he would be the one ordering it because he uses them. Yeah. So conviction chicken, you can literally only get this food if you have the app. And I had to call for some reason.
Everybody's doing that these days.
I wanted to pick up the food, but there was no option. You could only have it delivered. Okay. Even though I was driving past the TGI Fridays to get to my boyfriend's house. So I tried calling. No one picked up. Mm. And then...
Probably why they've closed.
Yeah. But it's just putting more stress onto the staff. Like they have to cook this whole different thing. Yeah. Especially if they have a full house of people.
Well, and you've got to think it's wasteful too, because if they're limiting who can order this stuff. Yeah. They don't know day to day how many orders of that specific item they're going to get. Yeah. I know Taco Bell did that in the beginning when they had that little limited Cheez-It run that they had.
Oh, the Cheez-It. I kind of wanted to try.
For like the first month, it was like you can literally only order it if you are doing it through the app.
Yeah.
Then it changed.
Mhm.
I never tried it. I heard it was okay. But yeah, a lot of these places are doing that now where they have these special menu items only through the app, whatever.
Yeah. And
it's not sustainable.
I think the wildest that I know of a ghost kitchen pairing is Mr. Beast's Beast Burger with
I heard
Perkins.
Yeah.
With Perkins
That
of
is,
all
that
places.
is really bizarre.
That's the place that when I mention Perkins, they go, "Oh yeah, my grandparents love that place."
Yeah, it's a little breakfast joint.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
So
it's a coffee place.
Why would a 26-year-old man who is a YouTuber,
right?
Why would he do that?
And for burgers, that place doesn't do burgers, as far as I know. Yeah.
I think they do burgers.
Okay.
I've been there before. Actually, okay. This summer, my parents and I were going to Michigan, so we were making that 10-hour drive up. And we stopped at a Perkins along the way. I forget which state we were in, but they had Strawberry Fest going on.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I got this thing that I still think about.
Okay.
So they need to make it a regular item.
Yeah.
It was a French toast. Was it crepe or croissant? No, they were croissants that were French toasted.
Okay.
So you dip them in the...
That's become a thing a lot lately too, I've heard of.
The cinnamon sugar egg.
Yeah, yep.
And then you cook that, and then they had fresh strawberries, whipped cream, and a strawberry, I think it was strawberry compote drizzled on
Fabulous.
there. Oh my God, it was amazing.
I'm really excited you brought this up.
Yeah.
So this is yet another point on the list.
Yay!
I fucking hate croissants.
Why?
They're the messiest goddamn fucking food on the face of the fucking planet.
I don't think they're the messiest.
50% of it ends up on your shirt.
Have you ever had a Nature Valley granola bar? Those things,
okay,
I eat those fair. Every day for breakfast at work.
You know what? You're almost better off not opening it and just crushing it all in the package, and then opening it and just downing it.
You still get half of it everywhere
it's
else.
Sand. Yeah,
it's like sand. It's so tasty though.
But I literally, a coworker of mine is trying to open a detailing business on the side. She's a mechanic. She loves working on cars. She's trying to get this detailing business off the ground. So she was working on something on my car, and she's like, "Oh, can I detail it as well? Take pictures before and after to promote." It's like 100%, absolutely. Yeah. Literally the next fucking day, I went to Dunkin' and ordered my sausage sandwich. I always get it on an English muffin.
Yeah.
That day they put it on a croissant.
Mm-hmm.
I was running late.
Oh no!
There was nothing I could do. I couldn't go back and have them switch it out. I had to fucking be at my destination. That goddamn fucking croissant. And I even tried eating it within the bag to contain the fucking crumbs. I don't understand croissants. I don't understand people's love of croissants. The only croissant I like is the Pillsbury crescent roll, which technically does not count at all.
Just a crescent roll.
It's just a crescent roll. It's not even the same dough.
Yeah.
That's the only crescent roll I like. I hate a croissant. I fucking hate a croissant.
Oh.
I don't understand people's love of croissants. They're so fucking messy. There are so many other pastries you can choose and that will give you a more satisfying experience without having to clean your fucking shirt off. And because they're so buttery, if depending on what you're wearing, you get little grease spots on your shirt where the shit flaked on you. There's nothing you could do. They need to come with a vacuum or a complimentary bib or some bullshit. I fucking hate a croissant.
One of those bibs with the
pocket to catch the fucking crumbs.
The baby one.
Yeah. No.
I love a croissant. I know that they're messy.
But there's nothing to them either. They're like the cotton candy of pastry.
But
you can get a croissant the size of your head. And then all I have to do is I just crush it in between my two hands, and it's the size of a fucking quarter. There's and still the mess is everywhere. It is I also hate cotton candy. It's the cotton candy of fucking pastries. I hate a croissant. And this is me saying this knowing I'm going to France this year.
At least
I'll do a baguette all fucking day.
I mean, baguettes are amazing.
Jesus.
At least a croissant doesn't dissolve like cotton candy, though.
They do, though!
When I got my wisdom teeth out years ago, I ate mashed potatoes, pudding, Go-Gurts, but the natural Go-Gurts, which I cannot find anywhere. Only the artificial ones they have now, which sucks.
Welcome to America.
The natural ones, like when they're all soft and liquidy.
Yeah.
And then I had croissants because they were so soft.
That's fair.
That I could eat them like day 2 but there's also, without hurting myself.
There's King's Hawaiian. There's the snowball
King's
rolls.
Hawaiian is good.
You could have gone without a croissant.
I saw a video. Someone French toasted a King's Hawaiian.
Fuck yes.
But they put marshmallow in the middle for some reason too.
Also fine.
So they just French toasted the whole thing. It looked really good.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
I'll do a marshmallow all day.
Oh yeah.
Not a goddamn peep. Don't cover it in fucking sugar.
A marshmallow.
Yeah. I don't even like toasting marshmallows.
Really?
Yeah. Plus, also, it's a carcinogen. Why are you eating straight up coal? Like, just eat the marshmallow. The marshmallow is the best part.
Nah, I burn the marshmallow. I burn the outside.
I'm not cracking my tooth on a fucking layer of coal.
I take the shell, and then
a lot of people do that.
And then I eat the thing.
I'll roast it enough so it gets gooey. Mm-hmm. I will not put a layer of coal over that.
You ever had a strawberry
with marshmallow? Yeah.
Just a strawberry. No, just like a regular strawberry marshmallow. Like they make those.
Yeah. No, I've had those.
Those are good. I had one years ago that was in the shape of a star. Changed my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, as long as it's not coated in bullshit. I don't need sand covering my fucking I just want the marshmallow.
It has to be covered in chocolate.
Marshmallow is just one of the most. Oh, chocolate's fine. That's okay.
I enjoy chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be covered in it,
but not like chocolate powder, not like Nesquik.
No,
like a hard shell of chocolate is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Layer
like
chocolate.
those ice cream chocolates that dry.
Yeah, that's fine. But also like, where was I just going with that? Oh, like I hate brownies with frosting.
They're all right.
It's too much.
Sometimes it's
too much.
Sometimes it's
not
too
a cake.
If it's a thin layer of frosting, I think it's fine.
You can put M&Ms in that bad boy. You can put walnuts. You can put peanuts. Listen, for people who like coconut, I'm not a fan. You can put fucking coconut in there. It's fine. There's no need to put icing on a brownie. Absolutely not. It's not cake.
My favorite though, chocolate chips. Put chocolate chips at the wazoo in that brownie
all day. Absolutely. Yeah. Not the Ghirardelli, though. Ghirardelli brownies suck, in my opinion. They're the only brownie I've ever disliked in my life. And believe me, I've tested.
I've made a couple of batches of gluten-free brownies recently for people in my life who are gluten-free. And, oh God, I'm forgetting the brand.
There's some decent stuff out there.
Oh, yeah. But it's a double chocolate. And then what I did was I substituted the water for coffee.
There you go.
I did the same amount in coffee.
Very good.
Delicious. It tastes really good. It makes it richer. You don't even really taste the coffee.
Okay.
Also years ago, first time I did that, we didn't have enough vegetable oil.
Yeah.
So I was making this with a friend. So we did olive oil. It's a different ratio. You got to look up the ratio.
Okay.
And then I had gotten from my coworker goose eggs.
Oh shit.
And goose eggs are richer than chicken eggs.
Yeah.
And we were making 2 boxes of these brownies.
Yeah.
So we substituted literally everything out except the brownie mix.
Yeah.
We put the goose eggs in. It was the richest thing I have ever tasted. We were eating like kings.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, we were putting the Tillamook vanilla ice cream and the Tillamook boysenberry ice cream.
Shit.
Oh my God.
Damn. Well, that's something.
Yeah.
Speaking of eggs, I just saw a really funny TikTok and it was one of those like, oh yeah, like you don't think about it. Mm-hmm. Somebody was like, what does a turkey egg taste like? Like, why don't we eat turkey eggs? And I was like, yeah. Because I've heard duck eggs, obviously chicken. Mm-hmm. I've heard goose eggs. I've even heard quail. I've even heard ostrich. Like I've even heard people talking about ostrich eggs. No one's ever said, oh, like my turkey just laid a bunch of eggs. Like, do you want a turkey egg?
Yeah.
Like I've never thought about that before.
Or like a guinea hen egg.
Fuck.
You know.
Right. Or quite literally any bird that well, so here's my question for you. You might know this. Because when we think about wildlife, like peacocks, blue jays, what have you.
Yeah.
Do they always lay eggs like chicken always lay eggs? Or do they only lay eggs when it's fertilized?
I I believe it depends on the animal.
I'm very curious about these things.
I believe it depends on the animal.
Animal to animal. Okay.
Chickens, we have,
and they don't always. They're not constantly laying either.
No, they have times
like they slow down in the winter.
Yeah, they have times of the year. It's based upon the light cycle.
Okay.
The day-night cycle. So when there's longer days.
Yeah, more vitamin D. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I don't think it's all the time for others.
But isn't it true though? Like you've never heard anybody talking about turkey eggs. And then another thing that I just saw too, somebody goes, think of all of the chefs over the years, back in time, that were executed because a royal taste tester had an unknown allergy.
Oh my God!
Right? Fucking right! Like, right. They said that, and I was like, "Yo, though." Like, but granted, allergies were not as prevalent back then as they are now because of all this manufactured bullshit in our environment. Yes. But also medical field and knowing that kind of shit. Yeah. Like, you had an allergy, you were dead. Like that was just it.
I had said that for years, specifically about like peanut allergies. Like when people are like, oh, this wasn't a thing back in my day. It's like, well,
that was the cause.
But little Jimmy would die.
Right. So we didn't know that that's what killed him because the rest of us ate the peanuts and we were all good.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%. So like
it was.
And we didn't communicate the same. So it's not like we had we weren't doing research. That's for damn sure. And it's not like we were like, oh, all of these kids in this town died from eating peanuts. Did you guys in your town, 50 miles away, that we can't
drink milk,
right?
Or we shit ourselves.
But again, they don't realize that that's why they're shitting themselves. Yeah. Because we couldn't even drink water back then.
I got Giardia again.
Right. Yeah. Right.
No, they drink alcohol all the time. They didn't drink water.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because they couldn't trust the water.
One person with a wheat allergy.
Yeah. Right. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I'm being the first people to like have to eat mushrooms. Like, no, you can try that thing first. Yeah. You can see if that's okay.
But that's also so wild to me too. Whenever I think about that, like we were just putting shit in our mouths.
Yeah, we were putting things in our mouths.
And also like where it's like DNA is wild and like instinct is wild. Like we saw a chicken squat out an egg and we were like, yeah, let's open that up.
The first person was a cow.
Right. Or to like, again, like we just started throwing shit on the fire and seeing how it would change and like when it was cooked versus not. Like, yeah, that's so fascinating to me. All of that, like for us to just be like, oh, let's fuck around. Yeah. Like we are a race of fuck around and find out. Yes. That's really how we
especially when people try to make friends with animals.
Bro, stop it.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. But look at us. Hour mark covered pretty much the entire list.
Yeah.
Very impressed. Very impressed. We still went off topic.
Yeah.
A number of times.
Oh yeah.
I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too.
Do you have anything else you want to share? Anything exciting going on, coming up? Things you've seen lately that you're like, what?
Oh, exciting things. So Meet the Breeds is coming up.
Okay.
So that is a show hosted by the AKC.
Yep.
What's a show? It's hosted by the AKC. It's in the Javits Center.
Yep.
It's been going on for years. And
we love the Javits Center.
Yeah. And so basically what happens is that the different breed clubs, because if you have like a purebred, and now I don't know if it's papered purebred or whatnot.
Yeah.
But there are breed clubs for the specific purebreds.
Yep.
And they will sign up for this thing. Like people who have these dogs will sign up.
Yeah.
And then people will bring their dogs and maybe others from the club with or without their dogs. And then you just talk about your dogs. And it's in one hall of the Javits Center. It's in hall 1B.
Okay.
So only one.
Okay.
And there's all these stands lined up and they have some cool graphics.
Nice.
Like it's provided by the AKC and it's all set up already when you get there, but these really cool giant graphics of the dogs.
Yeah.
And you just get to go around and like interact with these dogs. You get to pet them and talk to the people, see what it's like. It's really cool. And then they have like some little events going on. Like they have an agility course and
that's fun.
Some other like people doing tricks and stuff like that. So my aunt, I just found out she's been doing this for years. She owns Pharaoh Hounds.
Yep.
And so I will be there on the 25th and 26th of January.
Nice.
That's the days that they're going. And I'll be at the Pharaohhound booth.
Nice.
Showing off. And
that's fun.
Last year, I didn't look into this at all.
Okay.
I didn't prepare. I was just like, I'm going to spend time with my aunt.
Yeah, you're like, I've been to the Jabbits before.
I'm going to interact with her dog.
Right.
Like, I love it. I love talking to people and educating them and stuff. I didn't dress well enough, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Because especially the
so
AKC,
you were like super casual.
Yeah, and the AKC vice president is a Pharaohhound owner.
Oh.
So he was coming in his blazer, like looking very nice.
Yeah.
And there's just me looking like a bit of a schlub.
Yeah, those dog show people are pretty hoity-toity.
But anyways.
Yeah.
30,000 people between the 2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
My voice was shot.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I'm excited. I loved it.
Dog owners are truly did. Else.
I think my favorite person that I met was this little boy. And my aunt brought 2 of her dogs.
Yeah.
The AKC vice president, he brought one of his dogs who I adore.
That's awesome.
He's gorgeous, so beautiful. Not a lot of thoughts, the dog, but super friendly, super sweet. And then there was there was like 2 other dogs.
Yeah.
So there was this boy about 8 who came up, was talking to us in the beginning of the day. And then a couple hours later, he came back and his mom was like, this dog is his favorite breed now.
Aw, that's cute.
I was so happy. And Pharaohhounds are not a popular breed. Like it's a very limited community. Like it's not like, Golden Retriever or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not one that comes to mind. Yeah.
So like there's not a lot there. So I've never seen one at work.
Yeah.
I wish I could. But no, it was just really cool to talk to all these people. So yeah 25th
really
and 26th, I think tickets are like $35.
Hey gang, if you're in the New York area,
this is the
check it out. Just go visit some dogs.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Go pet them.
But it's funny you mentioned the 30,000 because I didn't bring this up when we were talking about the whole movie theater thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, when that whole controversy and bullshit on the socials happened, that was the week of Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
So when I talked to the manager about it, he was like, the week of Christmas, we're projecting 40,000 people.
Whoa.
Coming through the door. 40,000 people.
God.
So that's at least, if you're just going Monday through Friday, that's at least 8,000 people a day.
How many screens do they have?
They have 16. They have 16.
Oh my God.
But again, so like Moana 2 was out and Red 1 and fucking Terrifier 3, that was crazy.
Oh geez.
Yeah. So like, all of these big films are out. Fucking goddamn Mufasa was out. It's terrible. Sonic 3, which is amazing. Everybody needs to watch
Sonic. I have
Sonic.
to see Sonic 3.
Sonic's so fucking good. Shit, I love Sonic. I love it.
I just have to see Jim Carrey in that one dance scene.
Thank you. Excuse me. So we were talking about this before. We were talking about Deadpool, and I will die on this hill. It pisses me off that Ryan Reynolds didn't do the NSYNC dance because I know that he's capable of it. It's not fucking hard. Like I could do the fucking goddamn NSYNC dance. Like, give me a break. So it pisses me off that he didn't do it. Meanwhile, Jim Carrey does this elaborate dance and with himself. He did it twice in a fat suit, both characters. Yeah. And he fucking did it because for some reason this is the only role Jim Carrey is agreeing to commit to these days, which is hilarious.
It's so hilarious.
It's so funny.
So perfect.
But also, like, again, the likes of goddamn Idris Elba and fucking now Keanu.
Yes.
Listen to me.
I forgot Keanu was in it.
It will never happen. It will never get acclaim. He should win an Oscar for this fucking performance. I shit you not. It's the best thing he's ever done in his life, and I love him. Sonic 3 is so good.
Ben Schwartz, I thought was really good.
Oh, Ben Schwartz is amazing.
I like him
all the time.
Jaleel Allen White should have been. No, is it Jaleel Allen White or Jaleel White? No, you're right.
Yeah.
He should have been in it at least to a certain part.
Okay. He might be in the fourth one. There's a fourth one coming out.
One of the last things.
He could be in the Knuckles series. There is a Knuckles series.
I will die on this hill that big movies like that, big animated movies, need to hire actual voice actors.
Yeah, because they do something depending. Yeah. They're not getting enough.
Trained professionals.
Right.
Like they don't make enough money, these voice actors, for the amount of stuff that they have to do, but they are trained professionals.
Yeah.
And actors, while they may be great at physical acting,
well, they need the actors to get
great.
butts in seats.
Yes,
that's the thing.
But you could have like one or two big names, and then fill it with the Tara Strongs but
also Tara Strong is such a big
the world.
She's very well known. Like she doesn't need the money at this point.
Oh, I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah,
but he's great.
But also like for me, I get what you're saying, but also like the fact that these big actors are agreeing to do these things is that's what blows my mind. Like that's why I'm like, okay, let's see how Keanu does voicing a fucking hedgehog. Like that's crazy to me.
That's Keanu.
Like even like the wild robot, like Matt Berry was a beaver in it, and I was so delighted to hear his voice.
Well, it's the thing too is that not all of these actors have interesting voices.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
Matt Berry has a very interesting voice.
I could listen. I just want to read my grocery list.
There's a video game where he narrates the entire thing.
What?
Yeah.
I have to find that. That's awesome.
I'm not a gamer. I'll tell you after the show.
You guys, if you don't know who Matt Berry is, go.
What We Do in the Shadows. You gotta watch.
Yes, and The Toast of London. Yeah.
Yeah. Not all of these actors. Are good at voiceover roles. Like Chris Pratt. I only call him Chris Pratt.
That's fine.
Like we don't need another Chris Pratt movie where he is voicing something.
Agreed.
I don't think he did as bad as I imagined that he would in the Mario movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And I loved him in the Lego movie. The Lego movie was just a work of art. But anyways, Anya Taylor-Joy, I was disappointed in her.
She's not. Yeah,
I really enjoyed her in The Menu and other movies.
She's good in everything, but as a voice actor, not necessarily.
Not great. Yeah. Keegan-Michael Key, he's always fantastic. Yeah. Like he has the range.
Yeah.
You know what you do. You take Alan Tudyk, you put him in every role, you're set.
Yeah.
People can't even...
Yeah. Same thing with James Gunn, or Sean Gunn. Yeah.
Regular people who don't know who Alan Tudyk is or like what he sounds like.
They do know. They've heard him, they've seen him. But they don't know it's him.
If you put him in every role, you're not going to know it's the same person.
Yeah, which is wild to think about. It is crazy, all the different things that he's done.
He's been in... I looked this up. He's been in every single Disney Pixar movie.
Yes.
Since 2012.
Yeah.
That's 15 years now.
Yeah.
No? 13.
We will get there eventually.
Yeah. Just keep counting up.
Yeah. No, he's
been in everything.
And he loves it.
He does.
That's the thing.
He puts his whole body into it.
He's not jaded. He doesn't take any of it for granted. Like he genuinely gets excited about everything he does, every new character. Like he loves playing somebody different and developing the voice.
Just finished the 3rd season of Resident Alien.
Yep.
So fantastic. And I was just telling you at dinner.
Yep.
I love that show so much. I
need to start watching.
Doing an absolutely fantastic job of. I fully believe that he is an alien pretending to be a person. He does it so well.
You know what though?
But like also like
that would make sense with all the voices.
Yeah, but also like I was telling you too at dinner, all of the side characters in that show are fully fleshed out, complex people.
Yeah, I need to check it out.
They are all fantastic.
And you said it's on Max, is it?
On Netflix.
Okay.
The first 2 seasons are on Netflix.
Okay.
The 3rd season is on demand.
Okay. Maybe Hulu.
I don't get it. I don't get why they don't have all the things. Like,
producer Mike and Dan understand all of this. Like, there's a whole thing with studios and contracts and deals, it's annoying.
It's messed up. Also, stop deleting things off your platforms.
Yeah. Well, because Ghost was the same way too. Ghost, you could only see it on one platform, and now you can only see it on the other platform.
I record that on the DVR.
I mean, podcasters go through it as well. Like, they have deals with Spotify, and now we're going to Acast, and now we're going to iHeart. So, like, it's just a thing. And deleting it, that's because that's built in the contract. Like, you can only have it until this point.
No, I'm talking about like deleting it and not selling it to another place. Like they've been doing that a lot with like the Willow series.
Yeah,
on Disney Plus.
I never got to it. I never got to it. I know.
Someone's pirated it somewhere.
Oh, it's definitely on YouTube. Yeah, it's definitely on YouTube for sure.
God, Warwick Davis, man.
That fucking guy. Well, you can see him in every Harry Potter film in one variation or another. He plays 8 different characters.
It's not him and his face and just so starring role. And the fact that he met his wife on the set of the first one. And that his kids were in it. And
you guys go watch, if you can't find the series, go watch the film at least. Val Kilmer around. Yeah. Yeah. So good. Man, Mardigan. All right. Anyway, we're going to let you go. Sarah's got to go. She's got stuff to do.
Yep.
We need to get out of here. Well, this was good.
This was fun.
It was unhinged, but it wasn't as off the rails as we have gone in the past.
I can't wait to read that list once we're done.
No, it's literally, we got everything. The only thing we didn't talk about was returning shopping carts, but that was more like customer service.
Watch the newest 911 episode about that. That was fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was literally that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wild.
We'll talk about it after.
That's the Rob Lowe show.
Yeah.
I love Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe's in so many things.
Rob Lowe, can you come to Comic-Con, please?
Oh, God,
you would
Rob
clean
Lowe,
up,
please.
babe. I would die.
Oh, my gosh. Why am I forgetting her name?
I don't know.
What's her name?
I need more specifics.
No.
Is she on the 911 show?
Yeah.
Can help you.
Cop.
Oh, are you talking about Angela Bassett?
Yes, please, Angela Bassett.
She's never coming. Like Meryl Streep. Like
so much.
So let's go back to like fantasizing about being a celebrity, because now it's award season. So I just watched the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
I have always thought, if somehow I ever became an actress, which is never going to happen, but if somehow I ever won those awards, I would walk up there and I would look amongst the crowd and I'd be like, I've met half of you at Comic-Con. And then I would look at Meryl Streep and be like, Meryl, girl, you would clean up. Like, you have, like, that would be in my speech. I would be like, girl, you would clean up. You need to come to Comic-Con.
I like that.
So true, though. Like, Rob Lowe, like, he should have been, we had the Brat Pack in Rhode Island 2 years ago. He should have been a part of that. He should have been there with Andrew and Judd and Molly and Allie. But
yes,
Rob, come on, man.
Yeah.
Got to clean it up. All right. Well, it's a good place to leave this.
Yeah.
Not that Rob Lowe listens. Also, Rob Lowe has a podcast. It's called Seriously with Rob Lowe, and it's great. Or Rob Lowe,
just him talking to himself?
No, it's him interviewing different celebrities.
Okay.
Which, again, right up my alley. Fucking love it. But there's just like there's so many TV shows and movies, there's so many goddamn podcasts that I'm not caught up, but I have listened to a number of episodes.
I'm so far behind on Tony and Ryan.
Tony and Ryan. I finally caught up.
It's like I'm never going to get there. I
finally caught up with Tony and Ryan, but that's because I have to listen to it all fucking day, every day, because they put out 5 episodes. Like, so
many.
So time of recording being
going.
Yeah, time of recording, it's Tuesday, but because they're a day ahead of us, there's already 3 episodes out.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, I finally am catching up with Smartless. I think I have 5 episodes left with Smartless, but now all of my other shows are back because they took 2 weeks off for the end of the year, which was great for me. I was like, cool, I can focus all this time on Smartless. I think I got like 12 episodes out, but they're an hour long. Whereas all my other shows are a half hour here. Like Elvis Duran is 2.5 hours. But like, so now I have 3 episodes of Tony and Ryan. I have 1 episode of Sex with My Boss. And I'm still catching up with Smartless. I have Live, Laugh, Love. I have to catch up with them with Lad Baby. It's too much.
It's a lot of things.
I mean, even this, I'm still trying to do the weekly thing.
Yeah.
My best pal, Ben, he's like, I'm sorry, I've been behind on the podcast. I'm like, bro, don't worry. Like, I get it. Like, life happens. You can't. Sometimes you just can't dedicate the time.
Especially if you have so many that you listen to.
And I'm not in a job where I can listen at work.
There's just like, too much content.
It's too much content. It's all good. But, well, not all of it's good, but.
For the some part.
Hopefully I hope listeners, I'm not going to say fans, but hopefully you guys like this podcast. So, again, thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me on again.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. This was Try Not to Curse, gang. We'll catch you next time.